Hey guys, welcome back to Eric Reacts with more Q&A. I have enough questions left for two parts, so if you guys want to ask me more questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll get to them another time. But yeah, first, thank you guys for all guessing what age I was. I got anything from in the range of 21 to 28. It pretty much gathered towards the middle, though. Most people guessed 25. And someone guessed 24, 4 months, and 13 days. So that's very specific. Someone else said as old as your tongue and a bit older than your teeth, which is technically correct. So points for that. So I am actually, drum roll, 27 years old. One person gave a range of 25 to 28, so that kind of counts. And one person got the exact age. Spongy said 27. I would also argue that Gabriel Celeste got just as close, though, because they said 27 or 28, and I'm actually closer to 28 than I am to the beginning of 27. But yeah, I'm going to be 28 on February 20th, so it's not too far from now. And as for specificity, I am 27 years, 10 months, and 18 days, 3 hours, and 48 minutes old. All right. I'm going to continue with some more Game of Thrones questions. I am Paul Aw72 asks, the fantasy genre typically has male protagonists with female supporting characters. At this point in Game of Thrones, knowing that it has been adapted from a series of novels, how do you feel Game of Thrones does this differently? So, I actually don't have much experience with the fantasy genre, so it's hard to answer the first part about how they do it differently. I think the main fantasy thing I've seen so far is just like Lord of the Rings. I do typically enjoy fiction with more racial and gender identity diversity because you get so many more different perspectives, and it's typically more representative of how we live our lives now. So yeah, it's hard to answer. I am Paul also asks, who do you see as the main female characters? I see the main female characters as Arya, Cersei, and Sansa at the moment. But I would also love more Marjorie and Brienne to see them as part of like the main cast. And finally, who do you see as those likely able to step up and become important forces later in the series? I think the obvious answer to that is Arya, because her story is all about becoming the woman she's meant to be. Sansa might not become like a strong political force, but I think she has learned so much about life and the value of compassion that she'll be really loved. And so Modestas Kivaras asks, if you were stuck in a room for 48 hours, who from the Game of Thrones universe would you want for company? Theon's torturer, probably. I'm kidding. Ygritte, she's too funny. Maybe Tyrion. He's someone that's often overlooked and undervalued, and I feel that way a lot, and it'd be cool to talk to him about nearly anything. Maybe even Sansa, just so I can give her a hug and tell her everything is gonna be okay. There's so many characters I would want to spend time with. Arya is like next level sass. Maybe Jaqen, how much can he teach me about being a faceless man in like 48 hours? And Marjorie too. Get her thoughts on why she does what she does, why she chooses to be kind. That's too many, right? If I gotta choose one, I think I'd say Tyrion though. And Padmeleon Gaming asks, are you Team Stark, Team Lannister, Team Targaryen, or Team White Walker? There's only one right answer for this. Team Pod. Teach me, a wise master. Team Littlefinger, no. I'm pretty much Team Stark and Targaryen. I feel like they're level-headed enough to probably see that to work together at some point. I don't see Lannisters working with Starks or Targaryens. Hopefully both of them can work together, because I'm rooting for the Starks and I'm rooting for Daenerys, so hopefully they can work together. All right, that's going to be it for Game of Thrones questions right now. Let's do from Hel Cat, favorite book ever. I'm pretty basic, Harry Potter. I would say Prisoner of Azkaban is probably my favorite, along with the next would be Order of the Phoenix and then the Deathly Hallows. So 1, 3, and 5, all the odd ones, or 3, 5, and 7 are my favorite ones. Though I guess I could say 1, 2. 1, 3, 5, and 7. Yeah, his Dark Materials is also really good. That's the series that begins with the Golden Compass. And the follow-up trilogy to that, the Book of Dust, started really, really well with La Belle Sauvage. So looking forward to the sequel to that soon. Robin asks, what are some of your favorite YouTube channels? So, I actually didn't start watching gaming videos and Let's Plays until I played The Last of Us, and then I was just like, I need to see how people react to stuff like that, like these kind of, this game, because it was so much fun. So I went through a bunch, and I finally found a channel called Strange Rebel Gaming, and she had other games, and she was the only person she was the first person I saw in a gaming context talking about social issues. It was not in depth at all. It was just like a passing comment, like something about feminism, and it was like one in maybe 40 videos had something like that. But it made me realize, like, hey, people don't really do this, and I really connected with. I was able to see that she's a compassionate person, and I was just like, okay, I want to support her. And yeah, people don't really do this, and I know all the reasons they don't. They lose subscribers. They may not gain as many. They get cruel comments, etc. But the feeling of connection I felt when she said whatever it was that she said, I don't even remember what it was. I was like, wow, that's great. Like, of course, I didn't start doing YouTube like till I was just like, yeah, some more people have to do stuff like this. Of course, I didn't start YouTube until like 2 years after I saw that. But hey, it might be 3 years actually. But yeah, I'm also subscribed to Blind Wave, but I haven't watched any of their stuff recently. It's just not the type of show. They're not watching any of the shows that I'm into at the moment. I also subscribe to the Normies, and for both of those channels, I really love their Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff and Avatar, Korra. I'm so sad I didn't react to those shows, but I've already seen them. But I will react to the next 2 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they come out. I also subscribe to some gaming channels. No Let's Players besides Strange Rebel Gaming, but Beat 'em Ups is really good. He does like gaming opinion pieces, and he's high energy, very opinionated, and funny, but also a little cringy sometimes. It's like funny cringy though. I would love to do more gaming videos like that, but there aren't enough hours in the day to do all that. And yeah, I'm subscribed to a few political humor channels: The Daily Show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, which didn't used to be too political until Stephen Colbert took over. My new favorite one is Patriot Act, though. He focuses on... sorry, guys. I need water. Yeah, my new favorite one is Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj. He focuses... His first few episodes focused on subjects that I was already familiar with. Affirmative action, Amazon, and Saudi Arabia. But I thought he did a really good take on it and made it really funny. And then after that, I learned a lot from his other episodes about oil, Supreme, immigration enforcement, content moderation, and free speech. So I'm a really big fan of that. And also, I watch First We Feast. I like the Hot Ones show where the host asks celebrities like increasingly difficult personal questions while they eat hotter and hotter wings. I thought about doing that. Like, honestly, I probably should have done that for this Q&A, but maybe for a future one. I also like Strictly Dumpling. I've been getting into that recently. It's a food channel, mostly Asian food, with a guy named Mikey Chen. He's pretty funny. Yeah, it's interesting. All right, Big Gator 5 asks, are you a Marvel fanboy or a DC apologist? I really need to catch up with the DC movies. I thought, yeah, I am going to do DC movies on my channel and some other movies. So I'm actually going to watch Suicide Squad and Justice League. I've seen the others so far. But I am also going to forego watching Into the Spider-Verse, Captain Marvel, and Avengers Endgame in theaters, so I can watch it on my channel too. But I am a huge Marvel fan. I actually wasn't too into it after the first few Marvel movies, and I was like watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I really got into that. But then my friend was just like, hey, let's go see Winter Soldier. I was like, I kind of don't want to. But I went anyway, and I loved that film so much. That really got me hooked, and if you guys know what happens in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right after the Winter Soldier, that just like hooked me into the MCU forever. Let's see. What video game do you think we should make... Well, what video game do you think would make a great television series? Oh, this is also from Big Gator 5, I think, because I don't have another name here. I can't say The Last of Us, because you guys already know that I like that one. All right. I would have loved to have an Uncharted TV series with Nathan Fillion when he was like 20 years younger. But his fan film was pretty good. I think I have my reaction to that on this channel. A Life is Strange TV show would be fun. One of my favorite games is like Overcooked, and if they could make that into a show somehow, that'd be hilarious. it's just a game. It's a cooperative game where you like cook things in a very hectic manner. And in Overcooked 2, you can actually throw raw ingredients at each other to speed things up. I have no idea how they do that, make that into a show, but it'd be funny. I also really like XCOM, but I think I enjoy playing it more than I would enjoy watching it unless they added some like personality to the soldiers. I love me a good alien invasion though. I'm also playing XCOM 2 for the first time finally. I don't know if I'll upload any videos of it though. And maybe a TV show on like some classics like Chrono Trigger, Brave Fencer Musashi. Brave Fencer Musashi was such a great game, so much charm, but like almost nobody played it. So I'm really disappointed about that. All right, this Q&A has been going on for a while, but I'll do 2 more questions. Drygin Baelish asks, "Did you watch Lost, Rick and Morty, and Gotham?" I watched a little bit of Lost. I think I've heard the ending, but I'm not completely sure. Is it like they're basically dead already, and it's just like the island is in their minds while they're like going to heaven or something? I don't know. Haven't seen Rick and Morty. Haven't seen Gotham. Both are on my list. I haven't decided what I'm going to watch next, though. Crestenify asks, "Have you watched The Wire, Deadwood, or Breaking Bad?" I have seen all of Breaking Bad. It was good. It's definitely not my favorite show, but I still enjoyed it. I mostly watched it with my dad because we just like binge through it, and he got really excited about that. So yeah, The Wire and Deadwood I haven't seen yet. All right, I don't want this video to go too much longer, so that's gonna be it for this time, guys. I'll see you guys next time for the last Q&A that I have here, and yeah, I have just a few more questions left. All right, see you guys soon. Bye, friends.